Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Empath Sisters. I'm Shelly.
Hi, I'm Bev.
And last time we talked about Oracle and Tarot cards. I hope that
Yes.
you guys all enjoyed that. I did see some comments and some pictures. It was awesome to
Yay.
see. Yeah, it was great. It was
That's
like,
awesome.
and then like some even comments that were like, oh my God, this episode made me want to go buy more.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was like, I want to apologize to those that were listening and was like, oh my God, I want to go buy some
yes.
more. So yes, it can get a little bit addicting to
Yeah.
buy
Like
tarot.
anything can be
Yes.
addicting, but it is
Yeah.
exciting. Our intention is not to send you out to buy more.
No.
But even if you don't have a single deck, I mean, hopefully it kind of gave you the courage or something to maybe go out and get your first deck and just play with it a bit and give it a
Yeah.
whirl. It is super fun. So
Yes.
yeah,
For
it's
sure.
it's so
So,
good.
so
And as we
yeah.
talk about like things that can be addicting, that's kind of another thing that we're going to talk
Yes,
about
and
today.
that's another thing. Yes, our topic today is actually going to be about crystals and
Yeah,
just basically just a beginners, like just to
yeah,
start out with, because I know a lot of people, I'm sure Bev does too. I've had many people say, well, what kind of crystal should I get?
yeah.
Where do I start? And
Mhm.
honestly, like I don't know everybody has a different list, I would say, of
Yeah,
beginner crystals, and my list might be different than other light workers or mediums out there, even for Bev. Like
yeah,
we have different uh, beginner crystals for people,
yeah.
and I thought I would share mine, and Bev can definitely share hers too. For me,
They're
I
pretty
found,
similar.
yeah,
Sorry,
like,
I was going to say they're pretty similar.
yeah, no, they are. And most people, it is similar. There's just, I
Yeah,
think, it depends on how the list goes, right? Like you
yeah,
could have a long list where,
of
like I was
course.
saying to Bev, like earlier before we started podcasting, because we're just discussing about what, crystals and what we're going to talk about. But for me, like, I love them all pretty much, but there are a
Yeah.
few favorites. And my favorite list can be super long, right?
Yeah.
So I tried my best to keep it minimal.
Yeah, of course, condensed as much as possible. And I would have to say that the beginner crystals, I feel like all across the board, there are like the basic ones. I feel like
Yes.
everybody is kind of goes under that basic umbrella.
Yeah.
And then I feel like based on the individual, there'll be certain ones that we're more drawn to. Or also, I find too with um, this is why I also carry other crystals, but are a part of my basic collection for my clients, is because I find that it's a theme with the
Right.
clients that I have that are coming, all kind of need those crystals. So that's
Yes.
why I have that type of a list, where it might differ from yours a little bit as well,
Yeah.
as opposed to anybody else's. So, and there are, of course, people out there that are very knowledgeable with
Oh,
crystals, like
absolutely.
so knowledgeable, and it's
Yes,
amazing. I
I
have to
agree.
say, I'm not one of those people, just so y'all know. I'm like, I have my basics. I know kind of what they're for and what they do. And maybe I know a little bit more on certain ones
Yeah.
specifically, if that's what I'm drawn to. But yeah, and kind of what I use them for and that sort of thing as I've gone along on my journey. But I'm not an expert by any means. So I'm just going to just put that disclaimer there.
Yes.
I'm not an expert.
Yeah, I wanted to do the same thing because I'm the same as you, Bev. I know my basics. I know
Yeah.
most of them, but there are still some crystals out there. I'm like, wow, what is that?
Yeah.
Or like learning that kind of stuff. And I am not an expert whatsoever for sure.
Yeah.
But I have like I said earlier, it's almost like a general idea. So when I do see a new
Mhm.
one, I kind of look at the color and what I'm drawn to, and I read, like, because most of them come with like a description or
Yeah.
what have you, and yeah, and they make sense. And like what Bev said,
Mhm.
that she kind of tends to put stones for people that she feels needs them. So
Yeah.
it's like that. So it there are, I don't even know
so
where to
many.
start, how
It's
many.
like tarot cards. There's so many. And
There are so many.
also it's same with tarot cards or oracle cards. It's the feel, whatever you feel
Yes.
drawn to is basically what the crystal that you're needing. So
That's right.
I just wanted to put that out there. This is why it can become a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for real.
It's like, oh my gosh, I need all the crystals.
You can't help it. Like
I know.
you start looking at them and you're like, oh,
I need
that's
that
so
one.
pretty.
Well, either based on how pretty it looks or the
Mhm.
shape or
Yes.
like the cluster of it or
even just,
oh my gosh,
yeah, like,
or even
yeah.
just the energy, or even when you read the description and you're
Yep.
like, oh my gosh, I need that one. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, you read another description and you're like,
Yep.
I need that one. And
Or sometimes, like you said, like you do
it's
read the
crazy.
description. Like I have tons and tons, like probably the last, 5 years, we
Yeah.
have really got into like crystals, like collecting them. And
Yeah.
I literally have crystals that I was like, oh yeah, okay. I read this description thinking, oh yeah, it's good for me, but I
Yeah.
bring them home and they're not for me. And
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
that happens too. And so it doesn't matter if you are feeling it and it is resonating with you and you feel that you
Mhm.
need to buy it, get it, because down the road it could be for you or for someone else and you feel
Totally.
like they need that stone, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. It'll be like, oh, I got this stone. I don't know why. But
Mhm.
and then one day you'll know why. Or
Yep.
there'll be certain crystals that you need for a certain part of your journey,
Yeah.
something you're going through, or a physical
Mhm.
ailment or metaphysical, whatever it might be.
Yes.
You'll need a crystal for that at that time. And then you might move on from that. And it
That's
might
right.
be one that you'll just keep in your collection, or kind of like a like another tool, or you might pass it along to somebody else. You might
That's
gift
right.
it off,
Yeah.
so.
And we've both
Yeah.
done that many times where
Oh,
we've
yeah.
had, gifted stones to people that we feel that need them. And
Mhm.
I don't know about Bev, I shouldn't say that. I have been gifted stones too. Like I have
Yep.
been gifted stones that people feel that I need, and which is I love, I appreciate, because
Mhm.
it's like, okay, it's a sign from my guides, saying like, you need
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit worked through somebody. Clearly, I'm
Yeah,
needing this.
exactly.
So, which
Yeah.
is
So
it's really nice. And crystals, believe it or not, I always say to my clients is that they are so amazing for healing.
yes.
I'm not even kidding. I've heard so many stories. You guys, crystals are amazing. Just look
Yep.
into them, get a couple,
Yep.
and just see for yourself. That's
Yep.
like the best advice I could give you.
I was going to also add, because it popped in.
Yeah.
I've just recently had a question about this, and it's about when they break, or when do you
Oh,
know
yeah.
that you don't need them?
Totally.
So I just want to mention that when a crystal breaks, it doesn't mean that it's like broken and you can never use it again. You still can use it. It's just that it means at that moment you no longer need it right now. And so you can, put it away because it still works. Like you could use both pieces or how many pieces, but if it's like shattered, of course not use it, get a new one, but you still can use those crystals. But it really does mean that you don't need it right now. And you can put that one away or whatever you would like to do with it. If you lose it, that's another sign of you don't need it anymore either. So don't panic if you're like, oh my God, I lost my stone.
Yeah,
So just
that
remember
happens.
that it does happen, but that means that you no longer need that stone either. So
Yeah.
just remember that as well. So,
It sounds crazy. I always say that. It does sound crazy, but just know that your team will take the crystal away from you if you don't need
Yep.
it anymore. And
that's right.
you probably will carry the stone with you in your pocket, or maybe, you like to wear it in your bra.
Yeah, like me.
Or, whatever, it might be in your purse. I don't know. And you'll be using it for a while for whatever reason that you have it for. And if you're not quite familiar with crystals, or when you're kind of like moving on from a crystal, that can be a time where you'll be using it and you'll swear like you've put it on your night table and it was there.
Yep.
And then like the next day or a couple days later, you'll think of it. It'll pop in your mind like, oh yeah, I should use my crystal. And you'll go to grab it and it's not there. And you're like, okay, I know I put it here. I swear. Like you literally think you're crazy. And then you start like, asking everybody that lives in your house, you touch my crystal? And everybody's like, why would I touch your crystal? Like, I always do that. Why would I do that? It's like, I just have to check, right? Like you're just checking and
Yep.
you will not find it. You'll look on the floor, like you're like, this is so crazy. But then
Yes.
I'm not kidding. So if it's gone, they took it away from you. You do not need
Yeah.
it. It's time to move on. Or if you do not use crystals very much and you don't clear them, then your team has taken it away and they've cleared your crystal for you and given it back to you.
Right.
So it will and can show up. So if it doesn't come back to you, that's okay. Move on.
Mhm.
But if it does come back, just be grateful for the cleanse and just continue on
Let it
using it. But it literally will just appear and you'll be like, okay, I swear I'm crazy because it was not there. And
Yeah.
then like 5 days later, it just all of a sudden appears again.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. So I always say that this sounds crazy, but it seriously works that way. So
It does.
you'll
Yep.
just see for
And
yourself.
I was about to say that it can disappear and it can come back. So
Yes,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
that's
weirdest
happened.
thing, but it
Yeah,
does happen.
it
So
does.
yeah, there's lots of really cool things with crystals. But yeah,
Oh,
go ahead, Shelly, share
absolutely.
your
Yeah. So my
beginner list.
on my beginner list, what I wrote down was I have citrine, rose quartz, clear quartz, smoky quartz, amethyst, black tourmaline, carnelian, and green bencherine, and tiger's eye. Now,
Those are all good ones.
those are, to me, those are your main basic, only because a lot of them do not only just certain things, but they're almost like a general thing too. I don't want to
Yeah.
say it general, but it is.
No, the
You
best
know, like,
analogy I could say that those ones are like your basic clothing. It's like you always
yes.
need your pairs of, you need some
Yeah.
pants, you need some tops, socks and underwear. Those are
Yeah.
your basics, right? Your
That's right.
essentials. Okay.
Yes.
We'll go with essentials. And then the other ones
Right.
are more like your accessories.
Yes.
It's like, oh, so now I'm needing this. I need this wallet or I need this purse, or I'm going to wear this hat or this jacket or scarf. And it's just
necklace, whatever.
adding
Yes.
on to your essentials.
That's
So
right.
that's how the best analogy I could use of like how I look at basic crystals to all the others.
Oh, for sure. And that's perfect. That's such a perfect analogy because like I said, there are, like we were saying earlier, there are so many different kinds.
Yeah.
And to me, the basic list that I just gave you is like wearing, your basic clothing.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
I do have some crystals in front of me, and I'm going to show you them. For those that are not watching us on YouTube, I will post pictures of them so you have an idea what they look like.
Or you can Google them.
Yeah,
Shelly's awesome about Googling. Just throw that in there.
I do. Yeah, I Google. And I also wanted to just sort of show you that you can get it in raw or you can get it in tumbled. Yeah. So raw means it literally is the raw material, like the rock, itself. And tumbled is when it's smoother. You can, I mean, it just depends on how you feel or like, even go towards to or feel drawn to or whatever. And personally,
sometimes the tumbled ones are great if you're going to put them in your bra.
Yes.
Only because the raw ones, they hurt.
Yeah, they do. I was just going to say that.
Even in your pocket. So it's just kind of like, which ones you want to.
Exactly. And like, I really am drawn, like, I really love raw, but I do have a bunch of tumbled for sure. Yeah. Because like they might not have it in that raw for that, that stone. Or whatever. And I will have some tumbled, but my preference is raw. I love it. I just love the feel of it. And yes, it does hurt in the bra.
Yes. But it's like their natural beauty, right?
Yeah.
It's just how they naturally are. And they're so gorgeous. I prefer raw too. Yeah. Even in my home. Yeah. All the crystals I have at home are pretty much raw, except I have, I think, one piece that's like a cut piece for like
Okay.
display. So it's like a slice.
Oh, right.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, that I got in Sedona. So it's like a slice of the geode. It's beautiful. It's pink amethyst, I believe, and it's just gorgeous. But I love the raw look. But
Yes.
for my clients, I carry like the tumbled
Yeah.
because they're the polished ones because they're easier to have in your
To have.
pockets and that sort of stuff. So,
For
but
sure.
yeah, and I was going to also add to that analogy of how these are like more your basic essential like clothing. A lot of these ones can also become your favorites.
Yes.
Like they can be your that favorite pair of jeans, that favorite
Yep.
t-shirt you don't want to ever get rid of. That's what starts to happen with these basic ones as well. Like citrine is for sure one of those like my favorites. I'll never stop loving citrine. I can't like get enough, or selenite. I know that I don't know if that was on your list,
It
but
was, yeah. Well, I was going to get to my favorite
seriously.
list. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go
So
ahead.
That's okay. Yeah. So like Bev said, selenite, that is one of my favorites too. That is on my favorite list that I wrote down. I put selenite, bloodstone, labradorite, and smoky quartz. I have way more too, but
Of course we do.
yeah, like the basic that I just told you, most of those are my favorites too. But I just thought, oh, I'll just use those as a basic, and then I'll kind of give you a little bit of my favorites. But I mean,
Mm,
if you were to come into, like, I have a Zen room in my house, and in my Zen room, I mean, it's not just my Zen room, it's in other rooms too, but my Zen room alone has so many crystals.
yeah,
I
I
probably could
know.
show you, but I can't help it. There's so many good ones. And
Yeah.
like I love malachite and I love emerald,
Mhm.
and like there's just so many, but I couldn't write that down. But I do have some stones in front of me, like I said earlier, that I'd love to show you. So I'm going
Yeah.
to start with citrine, because like
Yeah.
we do love citrine.
Oh,
And
citrine's so
mine
great.
mine is in raw, and most of my citrines are raw. I do have a
Yeah.
couple that are tumbled, but
Yeah.
I really, really love it in raw because
Me
of
too.
how it looks.
It's
So yeah,
beautiful.
so this is I'm just gonna, there we go. So this
Yeah.
is one of my citrines that I have. So it is raw. This is the raw material. So you can see the yellow and the white, and it's just like literally like a rock.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
sunshine and clouds all
Isn't
together.
it?
Literally,
Oh,
it's just so beautiful for
isn't it
those that can't
beautiful?
see it, but it's like a
Yeah.
goldeny yellow color with some white. It's
Yes,
just absolutely gorgeous.
it
It's my
is.
favorite.
Same.
One of my reasons why it's my favorite is because it's a natural cleanser.
Yep. And it's
So,
perfect for healing. It does so many things. It brings
mhm,
abundance. It even cleanses your other stones. Like if
that's
you
right.
don't have like sage or however you want to cleanse your stone, you can use citrine
Yeah.
and have it that stone.
Yeah.
So it is a wonderful stone. It is like, I can't
Yeah.
even Bev, like we just can't even
I
talk
can't
about more
even.
of, like, it's just like it's
It's
one of the
like we just
best.
love it. We're not going to tell you anything about it. We just love it. Yeah. Citrine is so great. Are you giving little descriptions on the
Yeah.
crystals?
Well, I mean, like I said, citrine, it does pretty much everything. It really
Yeah.
does. It is a good healing stone. It
Hmm.
does, like I said, gives abundance. You can put it in your home.
That's right.
So I do, and so does Bev. I know we
Yeah.
both do. And you can wear it. You can wear it as a protection stone as well. It also gives you abundance, I think I said, and
Yeah.
cleanses other stones. I can't remember what else I have written down.
It's really good for your
Um,
solar plexus.
oh yes, thank you. Yes, yeah, you
Hmm.
can use it as a chakra balancing stone as
Hmm.
well. And that's
Yep.
another thing too, with these stones that I've talked like about for the beginners.
Yeah.
Even if you look at the color of the
Yeah.
stone, it will basically tell you like those stones you can use to balance those chakras. So like
Hmm.
I said, like the citrine, it can be for solar plexus. The next stone that I'm going to talk about next is a rose
Yeah.
quartz. Rose
Love it.
quartz, yeah, like here's this one. For those that can't see, it is a very light pink that I have right now,
Yeah.
but it's also in raw form.
They're
And
usually very light.
They
Yeah,
are.
they usually are
Yes.
really light pink. They
Yeah.
look very
And
loving,
yeah, and that's what, and
literally.
I was just going to say, and that's what it's for. It's for love,
Yeah,
self-love. It doesn't, and like relationships
yeah,
and it's also good for your heart chakra, even though
yeah,
it's pink, but it's love, right? So it
yeah,
surrounds your heart. So that's another good one. And you know
yeah.
what? You can even, oh, I forgot to mention too, like some of these stones you can put in water. So a lot of people will take like the rose quartz, if they're feeling a little bit, down or whatever, they'll put it in their bathtub and
Yeah,
just soak in it and just absorb that energy off of that rose quartz. It's
totally.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's another thing you can do too. And there are certain stones that you cannot put in water, which
Hmm.
is, I will mention right now,
Yeah.
selenite.
Yeah. That's right.
This stone here, it's
Yes.
beautiful. It is very powerful.
Yes. My
You
favorite.
cannot you cannot put that one in the tub. It will disintegrate.
Yeah.
It will just totally ruin the stone. So do
Yeah.
not put any selenite in the water.
Yeah.
Um, Selenite is another good stone though that does pretty much
Pretty much.
everything.
Yeah, literally. It is one of my favorites. It's an
Yes.
aura cleanser.
Yep.
It's a protector. It protects
Yep.
your energy from others' energy as
Yes.
well. And it's
Mhm.
white and it's just, oh, it's like angels.
Right.
When I think of angels, it's like,
And
I love it.
this one you can use it to cleanse
Yeah,
all of the chakras if you really wanted to, but like
that's
it
right.
does connect, like you can connect with your team. It also works with the
Yes.
crown chakra. Like it is like the
Amazing.
citrine. Yeah.
Seriously. That's like, we can't, you guys, we just cannot tell you. We're just
Like
going to say that word over and
seriously.
over.
Yeah. And
It's
like we said,
amazing. We love it.
yeah. And like we said, we're not experts. There's probably tons and tons more stuff
Yeah,
regarding these stones. So if you
of
wanted a
course.
more in-depth
Yeah. Look them up.
description, yeah, look them up. You can buy crystal books, like we have the
Yeah.
Crystal Bible. Like there's just so many things that you can read
Oh,
about.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And so the next one I want to show, I only have a little one because I couldn't find my other big ones, but the
Yeah.
clear quartz. Clear quartz is
Hmm.
just as good as
Awesome.
citrine, as selenite. This stone is actually here. I'll just there. I don't know if it's
Like a
going to
clear
focus.
rock.
It's super clear and it's just not focusing in right now. But
Looks like a
anyway,
piece of
it's literally,
glass, but
there we
it's
go.
not.
Yeah,
There we go.
there we go. And
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
it looks like a piece of glass, like Bev said, but it is literally clear. It is so
Yeah,
clear.
it's
And
beautiful.
this
They're
stone,
like, yeah, clears negativity.
mhm,
It, oh my gosh, it helps clear your mind, helps with spiritual connection, helps
yep,
with protection as well.
yes, it
It's
does.
like the highest protective stone that you can get in that
That's right.
regard. It's the clear
Mhm,
one.
yep,
It helps amplify other healing crystals as well. So that's always
mhm,
another really good thing.
yep,
Yeah, it gets to like the heart of the matter too,
yep,
kind of
it
so like
is.
in conjunction with the rose quartz, like
Yes,
clearing and just bringing that unconditional love in is always, that's really nice too. So
yes. And it is a very good healing stone. So you can use it on
yeah,
any parts of your body if you feel like if you're not feeling well
absolutely.
or whatever, like you can place that stone on yourself and it's going
Yeah,
to do its work.
yeah.
Um,
And
I,
remember, you can put it with your cards.
that's right, like I do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's perfect. It really does. It repels negativity, like it does everything. And that's why they
Anything
call it
clear,
master.
it's clear. It just
Yep.
clears things, clears
Hmm.
your mind, clears your energy, clears negativity, clears your cards, keeps them
Yeah.
protected. Like
Yeah.
it speaks for itself, really.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
like I said, it is they call it the master of all healing crystals. Like it really
Yes.
is the best, right?
It's
And
a high vibration. I love it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it does work, because it's clear and it's like the selenite, like when you look at the color, it's clear
Yeah.
or white, it does work with the crown chakra. So just putting it out there
Mhm.
too, but it doesn't mean that you can't use it for any other chakras in your body. You can, because it is
Yes.
like what Bev said, it's literally the
Clear.
clear, like it's clear. So
Yeah.
it will clear
It's
everything.
pure. If you
Yeah.
think of pure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also I like to mention on any crystals that you are getting that are more on the clearer side, if you are using them for healing purposes, they will start to turn cloudy inside.
Yes. I was
And
just
they
gonna
will
say,
get darker and darker, and they literally will get to the point where it will bust. It will crack your stone and break it apart.
Yep.
At that point, I know Shelly says you can keep them and use them if you'd like to. Me personally, I don't. When I get to that point, I just feel like it's done. It pulled whatever it needed to out of my body on a healing level. And then I just kind of dispose of it and just either send it out to the universe with lots of love, maybe burying it back in the ground, throwing it in the garbage. I just don't want anyone else to have a piece of it. But
Right.
that's when I'm using it specifically for healing things within my body, so that I feel like it's drawing it out, which literally it does. It is really
Yes.
amazing. So
yes.
on that side of things. So if you're not using it for healing purposes, like Shelly says, you can keep them. If it breaks into pieces, that's fine
right.
too. And then if you are using it to heal something, a physical ailment or anything like that, get rid of it.
Yes.
If it gets to that point.
Yes, thank you for that point.
Yeah,
Yes, I
no
forgot
problem.
about that. Yes, because I was going to say that if you did have cloudiness and things like that, it doesn't mean it's, uh, damaged or whatever. It's doing its
No.
purpose. So
Yeah.
don't panic, because I was going
So
to
incredible.
bring in this bloodstone, because I love bloodstone, because it's a
Oh.
good protection.
Hi.
Like it's, I know we keep saying that, but it's like, I can't help it. But like bloodstone is like the perfect healing stone. Like it
It's
is,
for everything. It
yeah,
heals everything.
it
It is
does.
known for, it's like the master of the clear quartz.
Yes,
It's like a master healer,
right.
I
Yep.
would say, like physical ailments.
Yeah,
It's
and like
amazing.
I will show you my bloodstone, and I will show you there is an ailment on it, because
Yeah.
it's doing its work. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that it will, like,
Pick it up?
focus in and pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like right there, that
Oh, yeah.
part, I don't know, there.
The gray blotch.
Yeah, that gray blotch right there is
Yeah.
actually what it's doing its work. Like it's
Yeah.
showing that it's helping me, because this is what actually bloodstone looks like.
So normally
See,
it
there's
looks
some
like a darker greeny
green and red.
It's
Yeah, so I
very
don't,
deep colors,
yeah,
like very deep. So what Shelley's showing is that you can see there's like a light gray blotch that's coming. It looks nothing like the bloodstone colors,
Yeah,
which are
that's
more
right.
of that dark green, dark red
Yeah.
colors,
See, and then there's those white spots.
white spots. Yeah.
Yeah, so that means
amazing.
this stone is working.
Yeah.
So
Very grounding, purifying.
it is.
Helps strengthen your immune system, helps
Mhm.
energize your blood. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
like
yeah, like it's
awesome.
like
I think
yeah.
everybody should just own a bloodstone no matter what. Anyway.
Yes, I agree. Like Beth said, like it drains the negativity. It gives you inner strength. It's just a all around great stone to carry, honestly.
Very good one.
I want to also mention not just bloodstone, but like I have black tourmaline on my list, and I want to talk about black tourmaline only because black tourmaline is also a very great protective stone. It will literally repel negativity. It will not let anything come onto you or your aura or your, it's just another one of my favorites, and I wear it all the time, especially when I go out, just to protect. And I want to mention, the reason why I want to mention it is because for those that are in the field of, I don't know, service, I guess, industry, if you're a police officer, a hairdresser, or like anybody
around
that's
a lot
out,
of people servicing.
yes,
Practitioners, counselors, whatever.
Exactly. I always bring up black tourmaline to be the best stone to wear.
Yes.
And I know we mentioned this earlier. I wear mine in my bra. And the only reason why I wear mine in my bra is so that I don't forget the stone. Because a lot of people, when they put it in your pocket or whatever, and you go to change that day, you throw your, pants or whatever in the laundry, and you forget about the stone, and you don't remember to wear it when you go out. So the reason why I put it in my bra is that, because we have to wear bras as women. And so when we, or we should.
You don't have to. Some choose
I
not
guess I
to,
should
and
say,
that's okay.
that's okay too.
Preference.
Yeah. My preference is to wear. And so each day that I take my bra off, I remember the stone is there. So I put it right by where my clothes are, like somewhere where I know I'm getting dressed, so that I remember to put it back. So,
I totally forget that they're there, honestly, until the end of the day. I take my bra off and here's tuk, tuk, tuk.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, my crystals, they all fall on the floor.
Exactly.
But for anyone that maybe doesn't wear a bra, or you're, it doesn't matter. You can get any of these crystals in a necklace, a bracelet, a mala. I mean, in so many different forms, earrings, like you name it, honest to goodness, they're everywhere in all different kinds of shapes, forms, whatever. So you don't have to just get these little rocks and carry them in your pocket or your bra.
No.
You can literally, they've made them so fashionable too, and all of that stuff. So there's many options.
And for men, don't feel that this is just for women accessories. Men do wear them. My husband does. He wears the bracelets because he will forget them in his pocket. So his thing is he'll wear the bracelets. And so just think that just because, it is sort of like a woman, I don't know what you call it, but it's not, it is for anyone. Yeah. So just
they make them
that.
for kids. Like my kids wear bracelets, and my older boys that are in high school wear them too. My husband also wears the bracelet. I've seen, I even with my clients, I have lots of men clients too that also have the bracelets, or will carry a stone in their pocket. They're just they're good with it. So it's
as long as you remember them, then it's great. You can do it however you want. And like what Bev said too, they come in different kinds of forms and you can wear them in different ways.
That's right.
Just the bra thing is my preference. That's just me. So
some other places to keep your crystals before we carry on, I just want to mention too, before I forget, is that you can keep some of your crystals, you can place them under your pillow at nighttime. You can put them on your bedside table. You can put them in your home. You can put them at your front door. You can put them above your door. You can put them in your windows, in your car. Literally, people put them wherever you want, wherever you feel drawn, like, oh, I really want this here. Probably it needs to be there for a reason.
That's right. Yeah.
So even like with carnelian, if you're going to get to carnelian is a great one for being near the front door. It's like protection from like burglary, things like that. It's awesome. I use it a lot in my house clearings. When I place crystals in house clearings, I will put carnelian at the front door. It's awesome. I mean, just for that reason, but it does many other things. But
anyway. I was gonna say, and like this is the carnelian, so it's like a
I don't know what color it is.
Yeah, like I find it's like an orange or like a deep. Mine is
like a reddy orange.
Yeah,
color.
It's kind of hard to. There's even yellow in it. So like,
I love carnelian too.
I do too. Yeah, and like Bev said, it does do a lot of things too. It even brings abundance, and that's why I have it in the house as well. I sometimes carry it even just as like, some people may disagree with me, but sometimes I wear the carnelian as a protection stone as well. I find it for myself, I'm drawn to that as well, to do that for me. But I do have the carnelian for sure in my home at the front door for protection for, any unwanted, energies.
They say it's a stabilizing stone.
It is. And that's why I use it for sometimes like a protection. A very good grounding one. And carnelian is super good for your sacral chakra. It is one of my favorites. I use it all the time in my healing sessions. It's just a great stone. I really am not quite knowledgeable on carnelian, but I'm very drawn to it. I use it a lot. So
what I've got for carnelian, it restores vitality and motivation. And it also, it promotes courage and positive life choices. And it also helps, it's useful for overcoming abuse of any kind as well. So it's really good for that. So
Yeah. It's a
Also
good
probably
stone.
why I've been drawn to it, things that
know.
happened in my life. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
same.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I know. I
So yeah,
know.
I feel like it's really good, like root sacral. It's really good
Yes.
for, I feel like both of those
Grounding.
chakras,
Yes.
just like that fear, willpower,
Yeah.
just all of that, the abuse, like sometimes there's abuse there and I don't know, great
Yeah,
stone. Yeah,
it is. It
awesome one to
really
have in your home
is.
too. Mhm.
And like before we kind of like you know, stop the episode, I really want to talk about amethyst. Amethyst,
Yes.
again, is another favorite. I
Yeah.
know I had talked
So
about other
good.
stones, but honestly, I really would like to talk about amethyst. Amethyst is like the
Yeah.
clear quartz, like the citrus.
Like, oh my gosh,
Like,
we're gonna do this again.
no, but I can't help it. It literally, like, if
It's
anything, it
beautiful.
is beautiful. It does so many things. I
Yeah.
have it at my bed nights table, like on my nightstand every
Yeah.
night because it helps me
Helps with sleep.
sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a calming stone.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
it
Good for the
literally,
crown chakra.
it connects.
Yeah.
Like,
Opens up your crown, helps with connection, your higher
yeah,
self,
yeah,
helps with sleep. It helps balance your chakras.
it does.
It helps in like crystal therapy wise, like for helping heal physical ailments as
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
especially nervous system.
Yes.
Which is really, really good, of course. I mean, I
Yes.
think we all deal with that. Oh, and like as we were saying, sleep, insomnia, nightmares,
Yep.
that
Yep.
just
It literally, like,
so
it
good.
even helps with anxiety. Like, it does
Mm-hmm.
so many things.
It's amazing.
And it is one of, like I said, one of my favorites. And it is so beautiful. And I have a little raw piece that I'll
Nice.
show you. And this, oh, if I could just get the camera to
Focus
show
on
you
it.
how pretty the purple is, but I also have another one behind me. Maybe it'll be better.
The purples I'll just mention also,
There, how's that?
yeah, they vary in color and
They
shade.
do, and
Some are
see, they can
so
be
deep.
so
Yeah.
dark.
So some are so dark and sometimes amethyst will be very, very light purple with that like
That's right.
cleary color. It's
And
beautiful.
again, this is raw because, like I said, I love raw, as you can
Yes.
tell. So, like, I have tons of raw amethyst,
Yeah.
but it
It's
is
gorgeous.
like, I that's just another stone that
Yeah.
is
Those
a
are,
basic, like, that you
yeah.
need to get. Like, I
Yeah.
feel that everybody should have this stone.
Like the bloodstone. I mean,
Yeah.
like all of the favorites
Like
we've
all of them.
just mentioned. Those are going to basically be your essentials, you guys.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
your favorite sweatshirts, t-shirts, jeans, whatever. Those are going to be your
Yeah.
favorites that you kind of want to have around you all the time. Having them in your toolkit is,
That's right.
you can't go wrong, honestly.
Can't.
You
No,
can't.
again.
And
And I'm just going to go over that list again, just one more
yeah,
time so that you guys, because we kind of, like, squirrel off every time. Sorry about that again.
we're so good at that.
I know. So the list that I have that you should have as a basic and that you should have is
Yeah.
citrine, rose quartz, clear quartz, smoky quartz. And I'm sorry we didn't get to that, but maybe in another episode we can talk about smoky.
Yeah.
And amethyst, black tourmaline, carnelian, green aventurine, and tiger's eye. Honestly. Oh, and
Great
selenite.
ones. Oh yeah. We
Let's
did
put in
talk about the
selenite. We did
selenite.
talk about
Yeah.
selenite. So,
So good.
honestly, those are your basics. I would
Yeah.
totally look into them and just feel what draws to you first. Like, you don't have to go and buy
Yeah.
all of those.
Gosh, no.
Just literally just feel into what one resonates with you and
Yeah.
get it. So, and it doesn't have to be like raw or whatever. It's whatever
Yeah.
you're drawn to when you go to the shop. So
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. And you might even be like, oh, they all speak to me. And
Yes.
that's okay
And you
too,
can do
because
that.
that literally will happen. Where you're just like, oh my gosh, that's
I
all of
know.
them. I
Yeah.
need all of these. I need healing for everything, whether
Yes.
it's physical or metaphysical. It's just like they all do so many different things. That's why they're all amazing. But
Yeah.
start with one or two even and just see
Yeah.
how it feels. How do you feel? Do you feel a
Yeah.
difference? Do you see a change in your stone? Like these are all really cool things to like test out, especially if you're a little skeptical, go with some
Yes.
clearer ones. Try it
Right.
out. Let them
When
show
I
you.
I don't mean to squirrel off again, but it just popped in my head. And just
Yeah.
remember, like, we talked about carrying them on ourselves, but we did
Yeah.
talk about putting them in our home and everything. But as ladies, we can put them in our purses. Don't forget, like, you can
Of
put them in
course.
your purse too. And I would think that you're always carrying your purses, so
Yeah.
that the stone is with you. So you can do
Yeah.
that too. So I
Your
just,
backpack or those new like fanny pack Lulu things that, the
yes.
new purse belt thing I heard from my daughter. They're in now, Mom. Okay. So, because she
Okay,
ordered
well,
one. So there's these belts that you wear. And even for those that love wearing Lulus, a lot of them have tiny little like key pockets,
pockets.
I want to say.
Mhm. Yeah, they're like
And so,
card or key pockets that you have
yeah,
inside.
you
Yeah.
just stick your
Yep.
crystal in there if you want,
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Well, like I
just
said,
have
this
fun
is
with
just
it.
a
Seriously.
beginner. Yeah, I was just gonna say this is just a beginner crystal
Yes.
episode anyway. I know down the road we can talk a little bit more about other crystals, or even, like I said, that
We
ones
might
that we
even,
didn't touch on. So
yeah, or we might
yeah,
even bring somebody on that's like an
yeah,
expert on crystals that we
that's
could have
right.
on our
Yes,
episode and just kind of
exactly.
give us a lot more on that. So that
That's
would be
right. Yeah.
something to look forward to. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
awesome. So we just wanted to share kind of like our favorites and
Mhm.
maybe how you use them, why you'd use them, why you'd want them, that sort of thing. So I know
Yeah.
like Shelly and I do get those questions a lot
Yeah.
from our clients.
Mhm.
Oh, you use crystals. What is it? What are they for? Where do you
Yes.
put them? Why do you have them? That sort
Yeah.
of thing. And where do you start? Because again, there are so many. You can walk into any metaphysical shop. And I'm telling you, there's probably going to be like, I don't know, 25, 50 to 100 dishes of
Yeah.
all these crystals.
And
And
it
it's
can
kind
get
of,
overwhelming and you
oh,
don't know
for
where to
sure.
start. And so that's
Especially if you're
why we thought,
energy sensitive too. When you walk in, I'm like,
Mhm.
whoa.
Oh yeah.
In my head, I'm just like, wow. You can
I
feel the
know.
energy. I feel like spinning, or my third eye feels like it's just like
Yes.
pulsing, or it's gonna like it's hurting, or oh my
Oh,
gosh, it's the craziest thing. I love when I walk in there and they'll be like, and I'll like walk around, and then they'll be like,
mhm.
can I help you find something? And I'm like, no, just because I know
Yep.
as I walk around, something will speak to me. There's a reason why I'm there. So I'm
Yeah.
trusting in that. And something will speak to me, whether I stop, I catch a glimpse of it, or
Mhm.
whatever, you guys. It's just like
Yep.
go with your feel. It's so fun. Just like
Yeah.
play around.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that happens to me. Like, well, and that's
Yeah.
basically how we tell our clients or even other people
Mhm.
is when you do go to a metaphysical shop,
Yeah.
you're gonna know. You're gonna
You'll feel
feel
it.
it. You're gonna be drawn to it. You're gonna know. So really,
Yeah.
honestly, when somebody asks you if you need help, you might have some
You might.
questions.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because then
for
they can direct
sure.
you.
But then, yes,
Yeah,
like you will know. And I
for
remember
sure.
standing by so many selenites, and I was like, I literally felt like I was floating because there was just so much energy.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
and I was like, I love
It's
this.
like, woohoo.
Yeah.
I
So
love selenite. But
me
yeah,
too. But
so
anyway, yeah.
that might be a question you'll have is like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, why did I feel this way when I walk in there? You'll feel the energy, that the
Yep.
energy of the crystals and that shop are affecting you. So
Yep.
just know you might feel dizzy, you might
Mhm.
feel overwhelmed, you might feel like you're floating, you
Yep.
might feel super grounded. Your forehead might feel like you have a headache
Yep.
coming on.
Yep.
Lots
And
of
if you
many
put it
different
in
things.
your hand even, you're going to
Yeah.
like, I don't know about, like, for myself, I'm just going to say from my own experience, when I
Yes.
go crystal shopping, I pick one up, I put it
Yeah.
in my hand, like the one that I'm kind of drawn to, I'll put it in my hand. And if I feel vibration up my arms or body, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is the stone,
Strong.
so yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be some there I put in my hand and I'm like, no, don't feel anything. So then I know,
Yeah.
okay, that's not the stone for me, but that's
Yeah.
just me. So just remember you can do that too. It doesn't matter. Just
Totally.
remember that you can touch them and feel them and whatever, right? To be drawn to them. So
I find
yeah.
the ones that give me vibration, like I feel the energy, I'm like, yeah, it's for me.
Yes, me too.
But when I'm drawn to one and it doesn't give me that feel, that's for somebody else.
That's a good
That's how I
point.
tell the difference. Cause I'm like,
Yes.
I'm drawn to it for a reason. So I'm trusting in that. And I can tell you, it's happened to me hundreds of times that I have been drawn to it. It has no vibration for me, or I'm just like, I'm drawn to it, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think it's for me. And it's not. I can guarantee it'll be for somebody else. Those are the ones I'm always giving away.
That is
So,
a good point.
so yeah, that's
Yes.
kind of how I
Yes.
tell the difference between the two. So when I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my God, and when I feel it, I'm like, whoa, I so need this crystal. Like you just know.
Yep.
And then the
Yep.
other one, I'm like, wow, like that's beautiful. And I'm so immersed in it. But when I pick it up, I'm like, it's almost like it's dead. But I'm just like,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
but I know I need it for a reason. So I'm just
for
like, okay,
sure.
so I'll buy it. And then honest to goodness, eventually someone I'll meet, client will come, or it could be like you, and I'll be like,
Right.
hey, I have a crystal for you. Like it'll just pop in, like you'll just know when you need to gift it to that person when they
That's
actually
right.
need it. So that's
Yes.
spirit working through us again. So
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, just
Perfect. No, that's
some
great. I
awesome
love that.
pointers there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so yeah,
Right.
thank you everybody for joining
Mhm.
us today in our discussion on crystals and probably
Yeah.
our love. And so sorry again for saying we love it. It's awesome. You have to have it over and over and over. We're so sorry about that.
Sorry.
But if you do happen to like hop on this journey, you'll understand. And then you'll be like, yeah, and you'll
I
forgive us
hope
for
it.
it. Yeah,
Yes,
you'll
exactly.
just understand. So anyway, well, thank you
Yeah.
so much all for joining us today and listening in. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you
Yes.
for tuning in again with the Empath Sisters. We are sending
Yes.
you love and light and gratitude wherever this may find you.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, take care,
Take
everybody.
care.
Bye.
Bye.